Good afternoon, everybody. Today we are looking at the animated collection's Godzilla Unknown Darkness. I actually wanted to record and upload this review about 2 weeks ago, since this came out about a month ago, but I never really got around to it. But now that I've hit winter break, I'm able to do it and many more videos. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Just so you guys know, before I start reviewing this, you might hear something in the background, and that's because my family is actually over for the holidays, so if you hear any noises of any kind, that's what that is. Alright, beginning with my likes for this movie, I want to say that the opening was really well done. The thunder and lightning was great. Like the sound was not only good, I was wearing my headset while watching this, but it was also like the light effect. I'll show a clip right now so you know what I'm talking about. It was pretty well done. The entire film had really good camera quality, and this won't necessarily take away from your fan film if it doesn't, but it definitely gives you bonus points if you do. It was HD, the whole thing, and I was really impressed by it, because that's not even really a thing that you see often, surprisingly, and the whole movie just looked good. I like how you made your own kaiju. I thought that was really cool. I liked, you made your own Gabra, I believe, and you made a symbiote monster, which I thought was cool. And very creative. And that's another thing that I actually want to say about this movie, is that the overall story was very unique. You don't see a lot of what you saw in this movie. Like the kaiju actually interact with each other and talk to each other. They have dialogue. I mean, it's written, it's not spoken, but it's still there. They actually communicate with each other, like in Godzilla vs. Gigan. You have your main villain, Godzilla, and a symbiote going against Godzilla and many other monsters, which is something, again, that you don't see. So you definitely get a lot more points for this being a very unique story. The movie was shorter. It was on the shorter end of the spectrum, about 35 minutes, I think, which didn't really allow for a lot of characterization and stuff like that. But in the time that you were given, you did a great job. This was definitely a monster-focused movie. Your set design was really well done. I really liked both the interiors and the exteriors, but I especially liked the exteriors. I liked how your ground was actually like a kind of substrate, and it actually added a lot to it. Your lighting was fantastic. Like I said about the original opening, your lighting is pretty good the entire movie. Like when they're in a cave and it's supposed to be like a darker, you can still see things. And when it's day, it's nice and bright. Everything is really well done in regards of lighting. I like how you did a little bit of world building in this movie. I haven't seen any of your other films, I'll admit, but I like how this expands upon what is happening within the story. There's characters that have previously been to Skull Island. There's Mushino makes a cameo cave painting appearance, which I think is pretty cool. I just appreciate seeing storytellers right outside their story, if that makes sense. And in my notes, I originally wrote that the use of Toho music was really well done, but you actually included some other music in there as well, mostly Toho, but I think your music was really well done. It wasn't too loud. It quieted down when characters were talking. It was really well timed. I think your use of music was really well done in this movie. And like how I previously mentioned with you making your own figures, you also like added on to your figures as the movie progressed, if that makes sense. Like, for example, Godzilla receives battle damage, and it actually looks like battle damage. It doesn't actually look like you sprayed him with red paint or anything. It actually looks like he's cut up. Jaguar loses an arm, as you can see, and you have like wires dangling out and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool. I appreciate the care that was put into this. I think you did a really good job. Now moving on to my criticism. I think the dialogue could have been done a little better, primarily the delivery. I didn't see as many problems with the way lines were written as there were the way they were delivered. Some lines were a little slow to come out, some were a little awkward, which isn't necessarily a problem because voice acting is a difficult thing to do, but that is just something that I noticed. Another thing on the effects, and I know effects are hard, especially like atomic breath and stuff like that, but the actual thing that I'm talking about is the helicopter shot as they're arriving on the island. I think an easy way to fix that would be, instead of filming that and putting the helicopter in front of your painted background, reserve that painted background for like more farther back. Like what I'm trying to say is don't film so close to it so it's more obvious that it's painted. And what you should actually do instead is, when you're filming and putting a helicopter in there, you should also make the background digital, like a green screen or something like that. Therefore, no matter how close you are to it, it doesn't change how it looks. And I think that would actually make the helicopter blend in more with the shot and not make it so jarring to have a digital helicopter flying in front of a painted background. And the only other criticism I really have is it's a little lacking in terms of a human story. And now that's not necessarily a problem. It really depends on what you were looking for in your Godzilla fan film. And as you as the creator, you have free liberty to, if you want to focus only on the monsters, go for it. Focus only on the monsters. If you want to focus mainly on the humans, do it. That's up to you. And as long as the story is well written, it shouldn't really have a problem. The only reason that I wrote this down is because personally I prefer a little more development in terms of a human story. But you really did a good job establishing Monster Island and the monsters on it and their backgrounds and stuff like that. So for a 35-minute fan film, not a problem whatsoever. Alright, so my overall score is a 7 out of 10. This is a short, sweet fan film. It does a great job telling a unique story and has fun with it. Not every fan film has to be over an hour. I feel like people should concern themselves less with runtime and more with telling a great story. And you've done exactly that. So, good job. 7 out of 10. I look forward to seeing more from you as a creator. And that's all I got for you guys today. Tomorrow, you should expect another upload from me. It is Christmas Eve, and I'm trying to figure out what exactly it will be. It might be my No Way Home review. I did a first impressions video a few days back, but I feel like I want to upload a more formal review, so I think that's next on the list. And also expect a Christmas video, either tomorrow or Christmas Day. So, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll catch you on the next one. For the backdrop of certain scenes, what am I doing?